Hello, friends. Welcome back to Clever TV. I'm Joslyn Davis, hanging out with the lovely and gorgeous Vanessa Marano on the set. I'm in your hood today. This is the first time I've ever been on the Switched at Birth set.
You are in my hood. Wasn't it a fun hour drive to get here?
You know what? I kind of like it out here. Switched at Birth, for those of you guys who don't know, shoots sort of out in the middle of the wilderness here in Los Angeles, right?
Wilderness, middle of nowhere, whatever you want to, call it.
It's refreshing, though. The air is really clean out here.
Yeah, there's that. Mostly because, it's not being taken in by a lot of people. So we're like the only ones out here.
So I'm super excited. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but season 2 of Switched at Birth is finally premiering. 30 episodes in season 1. What do you think when you hear that?
I think, that sounds about right. It took us 2 years to get through our first season. Like, I've had now 3 birthdays on Switched at Birth. Like, during the pilot, I turned 18. Then during 1B, we were shooting. So that was the second part of the 3-part first season. I turned 19. And then during season 2, while we were shooting, I turned 20. So it's been like, oh, wow. That's weird that I had 2 previous birthdays during the first season.
Oh, my goodness. So the drama never stops. I mean, I feel like in every episode of this show, you cry. I do.
I just shot a scene crying in this room. Literally, just like an hour ago, I was in this room with Leah, and we were crying.
What is it like to get into those scenes? Because you are the consummate professional, but what do you do?
My nickname on this show, I have a lot of nicknames on this show, but the camera and sound guys have nicknamed me Actorbot. Yeah, because it took me so long to learn how to cry because it's a very difficult thing to do, and it's super personal, and I tried every single method. I read Uta Hagen books. I tried to put myself in like a really depressing place. And then finally one day I was just like, well, just tell yourself to cry. And I did.
That's amazing.
And it works.
Actorbot.
It works. And so that's what I do is I just like, okay, and cry now. So that's how I do it. Any acting teacher, my mom's an acting teacher, is going to tell you not to do that, is going to say that's the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do. But it works. It was very, very strange. Hence my my robotic nickname that I have.
Well, thankfully, there are also a lot of fun moments on the show. And something I've really loved seeing incorporated more and more is all the street art with your character. Did you do any, research, or have you gone out into the streets with any, real artists?
I never have done any research about it at all, but it's funny, once you, are doing it on the show, you start seeing it a lot.
Yeah, all over LA.
No, totally. And I was never really aware of it before, but, the difference between graffiti and street art. And I've seen so much more street art now through being on the show because I think I'm more aware of it. It's kind of like I wasn't very aware of the deaf community before the show, and then you learn so much about it, and now I'm super aware, and I think I've met more deaf people now in everyday life than I did before the show, just because it's been brought to my awareness.
Exactly. Yeah. So breakdown season 2, what is going to be happening? Because there was so much left to the imagination at the end of season 1. What are you really looking forward to the fans being able to see played out?
Well, we're only 5 episodes in right now, so not a lot has happened. But there's when we left off, Bay and Emmett were on better terms than when they started the 3rd part. 1C of season 1.
So they're totally getting back together.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I said they're on better terms. She doesn't really want to get back together. He really wants to get back together. We'll see who's going to win out. I can tell you there's a new love interest for possibly Bay and possibly Daphne. They haven't, I don't know where the season's going at this point in time. It's like anybody's game, but yeah.
Another love triangle, perhaps?
We got another boy. Switched at Birth likes to keep the boys coming in, so.
Which we are not complaining about. No. Tell me about this gentleman that's joining the cast.
Max Lloyd Jones is his name, who I actually just worked with on a
movie.
On a Lifetime movie called Restless Virgins. He played my love interest in that movie, and then they were looking for a love interest on Switched at Birth, and they were like, why not him? So me and Max, you're going to see us in January, and then you can see us in March on Lifetime.
I love it. And Bay also is in a little trouble with school. What's going to be happening with that?
The season 2 kind of gives birth to a new Bay.
Okay.
She's a great kid in the beginning of season 2. She's given up the street art. She's not doing anything illegal. She's listening to her parents. She's doing really well in school. I can tell you in the school situation, there's a little bit of a mix. Things get a little bit crazy I'm not really wearing my Buckner uniform that much anymore. I'm just saying that.
Ooh.
There's a little school thing that happens. So
Interesting. There's going to be a pilot program, from what I've heard, at another school that we might just know about on the show. Would you like for your character to possibly go to that school?
I mean, here's the thing. That other school being Carleton, the deaf school, and they may be having a pilot program for hearing kids who are related to people who are deaf, much like Bay Kenish of Switched at Birth. And there's a switch with Bay's schools. I mean, I don't. Are you connecting dots there? That's
Possibly.
Weird. That's weird. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just like the pregnant woman who showed up at the end of the finale.
Is there going to be a little sister or a little brother introduced on the show? I would love that.
Are you saying that pregnant woman who came in at the finale asking for where Angelo Sorrento was is actually carrying? It's a baby mama? I don't know. All these dots that you're attempting to connect here. It's so strange.
I'm trying. I've done my homework.
You're inferring something.
Exactly. Now, something that I love about your show and that we have been saying on Clever TV since day one is that you guys are just really genuinely great people, and it's obvious that you really get along. Yeah. So now that you guys are all the way into your 35th episode, season 2 is happening.
God, that's so weird.
What's it like
away.
to look back in time and be like, gosh, I've known these people for a couple years now. Do you remember the pre-days before that?
It's really crazy. We were so fortunate on this show that everybody got along. Like, everybody clicked right away, and that's really nice. I think in the beginning, as I remember it, that we all were pretty, weary of each other. Like, oh, well, I don't know,
Right.
It's always different when you do a pilot. It's always different when a show's successful. Like, people change. Nobody changed. Everybody's great. Everybody's fantastic. And, it's unimaginable now, life without these people.
How do you think your life has changed? Because you've been acting for a long time, been on tons of awesome
12
shows.
years.
How has your life changed specifically since doing Switched at Birth?
Continuous employment. That's been a change, which has been a great change. My life actually, my life hasn't changed that much. If anything, it is just like, now I have a group of people in my life who are super important to me that weren't there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the from crew members to the writers to the producers to the cast, like all these people who are now I see every single day for 12 hours a day, and
basically like family.
yeah,
probably.
it's true. It's kind of like a second. You know how you always have your circle of friends, right? Or you like have different circles of friends. It's like, oh, another circle.
Exactly.
They're in now.
So to kind of switch things up and talk about your real life, your biological family.
Yes.
Your sister, Laura Marano, also on a show that's killing it. I mean, what's that like to be a part of such a power fam?
Strange. No, it's so weird. We were never employed at the same time when we were, because we've both been acting for 12 years. Obviously, we started at the same time. We have never been employed at the same time, ever. Thank God, because my mother was driving
yeah,
and so my mom has a job, but she had a job where she could work from home, and my father is a teacher, so he can't really, take off time for work to take us on set. So my mom would be driving us both around, and she'd have to take that one on set, and the other one would be in school, or the other one would, it was a whole. And so thankfully we never were working at the same time. And like the minute that I was 18, it was
now you're mobile. You can drive yourself.
I can't.
So
Laura's mobile too. Laura just got her license.
Congrats.
And the instructor told her that she should not be driving alone, even though she legally can.
Oh no.
Great.
That's hilarious. But I can only imagine that when you guys go out together, do people ever just lose it? They're like, oh my gosh.
You know what's funny? And I think it's the truth of, like, even when me and Katie go out together, like, people don't automatically associate because there's two together that there's two of you. So, like, someone will beeline for Laura, or if I'm with Katie, someone will beeline for Katie, or, like, beeline for me, and then the other one can kind of just disappear a little bit. It's weird. It's like you don't you just see the one, and then the other one can kind of. We did an event at Disneyland called Signing in the Streets, and it was a big deck day at Disneyland, if you will. And I remember me, Laura, Katie, and Lucas were all standing together, and different groups of people would come up to, like, different ones, and, like, not, like, all of us are standing next to each other, and no one would kind of realize. It's really funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, it's always good to see you. Congratulations on season 2, you guys, of Switched at Birth.
Officially season 2.
It is happening, and make sure to stick with us right here on Clever TV as the drama continues to unfold. I'm Joslyn Davis. We'll see you guys next time.